on now, in the middle of the road, yeah.
Well, hello there, and welcome to Sly Wagon Lessons, where we've got a viewer request lesson in the rack for today. Had someone write to me late last year and ask if I might consider a lesson on the Harmonica Solo to Middle of the Road by the Pretenders, which is a great song and a super harmonica solo by Chrissie Hynde in that one. So that's what we are on about today. Doing a little bit differently than most songs that I go through on Sly Wagon Lessons, where I would play the harmonica and the guitar together. I didn't do that in the intro portion. You remember I did a play along there with a recording of Chrissie and the Pretenders playing Middle of the Road, and it's a very difficult song to play together. I have tried, trust me, but because of the rhythm that I'm going to show you in just a second here, I do find it really difficult to play the harmonica at the same time. And I notice in all of the videos that I have reviewed, including live ones, that Chrissie herself takes a break from her guitar duties in order to play the harmonica, which is not unusual in bands. But maybe she struggles with the same challenge that I did. Just real quickly, I'll show you how I play the chords. So those are the three chords for the chorus portion of Middle of the Road. I use an E shape, bar it at the 5th fret for an A, bar it at the, just slide it down to the 3rd fret for a G, and then write a traditional E at the end of the neck there. And then in between, I'll hit a little upstroke there on that E chord. So it sounds like this. All right. And in everything that I've reviewed, it seems that that's how the Pretenders play it as well. Now, for the chorus portion, there are 4 chords. There's the A and the G, same as we have already played. And then there's a D and a C. So I play it like this, just hanging around this part of the neck. So for the D and the C, I'm using an A chord shape and sliding it up, barring it at the 5th fret for the D and the 3rd fret for the C. All right. I've watched, and Chrissie Hynde seems to use a bit of a variety. Sometimes she just maintains that E shape, so she'll play it like this. Right? She's hitting the D up there at the 10th fret, so still the E shape, but bar it at the 10th fret, and then catch your C by barring it at the 8th fret. That works. And other times, though, I do see her mixing it up a little bit, and she seems to be playing with kind of an F chord, like one of those simple F chords, but which is just a variation. Same. It's also an E shape, right? But she seems to be playing it like this. Okay? So you've got that option as well. Even if you do want to give your hand a break, rather than playing it in the same shape all the time and cramping up, you do a bit of a variety there. Haven't seen anybody playing it with open chords, but I suppose you could. If you wanted to, just the A, the G, the D, and the C. All right? But it's that rhythm that is what messes me up when I try to play the harmonica at the same time. You'll notice like it's a song in 4/4 time. So I've got my right hand going for 4/4 time, but there's a bit of a delay in the chord. So I use some muting. Just keep the 4/4 going up with the right hand, but achieve the delay by when you actually finger the chords on the neck with your left hand, right? That delay, while I'm trying to also play the harmonica, which is on a different timing again, we're going to see in a minute here, and with lots of triplets in there, I just find too complicated to do. And that's why I think Chrissie Hynde also takes a break from the guitar playing to finish this song for the Pretenders and play that harmonica solo. And the harmonica solo is what I'm going to show you next. We're going to put all the notes up in the PictoTab. It's a fun one, so stick around. Okay, so this harmonica solo is, it comes after the chorus. It's kind of the penultimate chorus in the song with that A, G, E chord progression, right? Boom, 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 boom. And then there's, on the last time that they do that in the chorus, they leave an extra measure of rest for a cool drum fill. All right? So that gives Chrissie, and this is very important, an opportunity to make this noise. Meow. So take a bit of time and practice that. Meow. Just before getting into the harmonica solo. And then what follows then is going through the chords for the verses. That's the A, G, D, and C, A, G, D, and C. There's 12 times through that progression. So maybe that's 12 bars. Maybe it's 24. It's probably 12 bars. Not sure. But you're going to go through that chord progression 12 times, all right? And I'm going to show you the notes on the harmonica. It's a lot about the groove, right? This is kind of a post-punk rock and roll song, and Chrissie Hynde is very much in the groove in playing this harmonica. By the way, key of A, and we're playing in second position. So I've got a D harmonica in my hand for today because that's where you find the blues scale in the key of A can be found on a D harmonica, playing it in second position. You can count from the from the key of the song, you can count up a fourth to determine which harmonica. So we're in the key of A, you can count A, B, C, D, you know, the D harmonica. If you did it the other way and you had the harmonica and you wanted to know what key to play the song in, you would count up a fifth, right? D, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. All right, that's the other way to do it. Okay, so we're playing in second position with a D harmonica. I'm going to hold it in my hands, so I'm going to play it through my amplifier, my harmonica amplifier, an old Miazzi Italian amp, and I've got a little bullet microphone as well. the key, like I said, it's to be in the groove for these 12 times through the verses chord progression, and then you play as well over the chorus chords, that A, G, E, again at the end 4 times. All right, you can go back and listen to that intro to get all of the timing again. But the idea here is, I think, there's a few sort of signature bits or parts through this solo, and you want to hit those. And then in between, it's less important how precisely you hit notes, because we're playing on a diatonic harmonica in the proper key. We've got it all set up here for second position. You're not going to go too far wrong, right? So you've got that kind of freedom to throw in some notes that appeal to you. You know, the idea is to play notes that like each other as you're going through this solo, but you're not going to go too far wrong. So you really just kind of want to get in the groove and then hit those benchmark parts that Chrissie Hynde puts into the studio version, and everybody will recognize. Oh yeah, okay, that sounds kind of like what Chrissie was playing on the record. I did watch a live recording from when the Pretenders appeared on Austin City Limits, and you can notice in that live version, Chrissie really doesn't play it too much like the studio version herself, but she's very much in the groove, and she is hitting the important notes, and then in between you can just kind of wail, you know what I mean? All right, so I'm going to show you how I think it is put together. Always a matter of some debate, and I'll put them up in the PictoTab. I'm going to break it up into segments here, all right? And then at the end, you can just put all the various segments together, and you're going to have the solo to middle of the road. So it starts with kind of that iconic one draw with a bend. So just real quick, how do you bend notes? I've covered this off in some other lessons. The idea is, think of your mouth as an air chamber, right? So you're putting a seal with your lips, soft, supple lips. You're creating a nice seal to get a single note on that one draw. Then your mouth is a chamber. So you're creating with that seal over the harmonica, and then you're inhaling. So air is passing over that reed and coming into your air chamber of your mouth and resonating somewhat, right? Kind of rolling around in there. You want to change the shape of that air chamber by constricting it a bit in the front, and that's going to increase the pressure with which that air is rushing over the reed to get into your mouth, right, as you inhale. So you don't need to inhale any harder, all right? You just change the shape. It's kind of like the reverse of this. There it is. Can you do that? You know, I spent several days in high school learning how to do that. That drip noise. That's doing it on an exhale, and you're getting air out of your mouth through a smaller kind of opening. To bend a note on the harmonica, it's the same idea. All right? So that's how this solo starts. It's with a one draw and a bend. And in the PictoTab, a blue square means blow, a red square means draw, and a red square with a little arrow in it means you want to bend that draw note, all right? Which is what we're doing here with our one draw. And then you do it again over the next time through that chord progression. So each one of these kind of takes you through one time, one iteration of the chord progression. All right. So I mentioned we're going to go through the chord progression 2 times. By doing those 1 draws, we've covered off the first 2 times through. All right. Then the next bit is going to take you through 2 times of the chord progression, and it starts with a draw on the 4 and 5 hole together. Okay? And then you follow that with, I guess it's a bit of a triplet, but it's a 5 draw, 5 blow, 4 draw. And repeat that 6 times. So. Okay? So that part then together would sound like this. I hope that was 6. Sometimes I lose count. It is easier when you've got the rhythm of the music playing underneath. All right? So now we're 4 times in, right? With the 1 draw, then that 4-5 draw, followed by the little triplet on the 5 hole in the 4. Then you're going to slide up to do a 6 draw and a 6 blow, and then back to those triplets. Okay? We're getting there. So the benchmark parts so far are really the 1 draw, that 4-5 draw, and then the 6 draw with the 6 blow. And in between, you're just throwing in those little triplets on the 5 and the 4 hole. Okay. The next part is, very briefly, a little trill on the 6 and 5. Love trills on the harmonica. They sound excellent. All right, so it's the first part over the A and the G, where you're going to do a bit of a trill on the 5-6. And then you follow that with a 6 draw and a 6 blow. And then you're sliding down to a 3 draw to do some kind of triplety sounding hits. I think of them as hits. And you're going to use your tongue and the roof of your mouth to put a bit of rhythm on the 3 draw, and you can bend it as well. All right? So it's the trill followed by the 6 draw, 6 blow. And then those 3 draws. All right? We're almost through all of the complicated bits. After those kind of triple hits on the 3 draw, you're going back up to that 6 hole again, and you're going to kind of just wail on the 6 draw and the 6 blow. Okay? And then you put in some more of those kind of 3-note combos, triplets, on the 5 draw, 5 blow, 4 draw. Like 4 of them, okay? Because that's going to be enough to get you to the end of your 12 times through that chord progression, and kaboom, you're into the chorus. All right, so just again, that last part that goes over the chords of the chorus, the chords of the verse. along with the record for sure, or in your band, you're going to get to the chorus chords, which are the A, G, E, right? A, G, E. So you kind of pick up that rhythm on the harmonica. The first time it's with a 5-draw, 5-blow, 4-draw, which is familiar because that's the same notes from those triplets that you've been throwing in everywhere. But it will be following the rhythm of the chorus. And she does actually put a little bit of a waver on that rhythmic wavering on that 4-draw. Okay, so that's the first time in the chorus chords. Then you slide up and do basically the same pattern, but starting on the 6 draw to the 6 blow to the 5 draw. Okay, and that's followed by one time through the chorus chords with just some hits now on the 4 draw. Like that. Now we're at the last time. The end of the whole song is one more time through those chorus chords. Boom, boom, boom. For that, and remember you're on the 4 draw, so you're going to do 4 draw again, 4 blow, 3 draw, and then slide it over to the 2 draw. So this is your root note now. You're on the A, and you're going to bend that and then end with the proper timing. So you've just done your hits. So the very last time sounds like this. It's the starting on the 4 draw, 4 blow, then 3 draw, then 2 draw. And that's it. You've just played Middle of the Road by the Pretenders. So you can slow that down further if you need to. Follow along in the PictoTab. And like I said, don't worry too much about the precision with which you hit those notes, particularly the kind of filler portions of that solo. If you hit the benchmark bits, then it'll sound great, and everybody will recognize it as close to what Chrissie Hynde did in Middle of the Road by the Pretenders. Thanks for joining me today. Hey, why not subscribe before you leave so that we'll get together again for more song-based instruction on playing the harmonica and the guitar together. All right? Thanks again. Talk to you soon.
Come on now, in the middle of the road, yeah.